Hey guys, how's it going? Ryan here. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to use the Treadaway Training Members app. Once you get logged in, it will bring you to the home screen, which is where we are now, and you'll notice that there are 4 icons. Now, I will point out real quick that if you've just logged in for the first time, most likely you will not have your workout program written for you yet. So the Programs tab in the top right there will not be there yet, most likely. I just want to warn you about that ahead of time. Once I do write your program and assign it to you, then that 4th tab will pop up there. Now let's look at the schedule real quick. And we did mention the schedule in the website tutorial. And if you haven't watched the website tutorial yet, I would definitely recommend you watch that one first and then come back here, because we referenced some things in that video that you will need to know for this one. So let's go ahead and hit the schedule. And like I said before, this is mainly just going to be for reminders, and we won't be using the schedule just a whole lot, but just so you can see what's going on in here. So we have update progress photos for this new client. So take front, side, and rear before pictures, and then it goes on to describe how to best take those. So we'll just go ahead and skip out of the schedule because we don't really need to look at anything else in there right now. Let's now go to the coaching section and the food diary. Again, there's a separate video for that. The MyFitnessPal video will tell you what you need to know about the food diary and logging your food. And then let's go ahead and look at attachments. This is the same stuff that was in the coaching area on the website. So we have that rate of perceived exertion table. So you can come in and look at that table here. So let's say you looked at it on the computer, but then you forgot and you want to refresh yourself, then you can come in and look at it here. And one other thing that I will say is useful about the RPE scale is simply that, let's say you do an exercise, and then after that first block of training, I swap it out for something else. And then we come back to that exercise maybe 4 or 8 or even 12 weeks later. It's likely that you won't really remember how much weight that you did before. But when you look at that exercise inside of the app, then you can go back and look at all those previous sets you did, and you can say, oh, well, I did, 50 pounds on whatever this exercise. It was a 7 out of 10. So the RPE scale can be useful in that way as well. And then let's go ahead, coaching attachments. And then there's the helpful tools and supplements. That same spreadsheet that we looked at in the website tutorial. And one thing that I will mention on that is you will need to download the Google Sheets app if you want to look at that spreadsheet on your phone. But since it is a spreadsheet, you'll most likely be looking at it on the computer anyway. Let's move on to the progress photos. I did mention you would most likely be doing that in the app rather than in the website. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that. So what you can do is you'll hit the little camera button in the bottom, and then you have the option to select a picture from your gallery, and then you have the option to select your camera, and then you can just take a picture from within the app. So if you've already taken the pictures and you just want to upload them, select gallery, and if you want to take them from within the app, simply select camera. And then lastly, for the coaching section is the results tracking. This will be similar to the way we did it in the website. So let's hit the down arrow on the body weight here. And you'll see that's the weight that I logged inside of the website tutorial that's still populated there. So this morning I weighed 186.2. So let's go ahead and log that there. Now, one little thing I want to mention here, I went ahead and logged some more weights between the last video and this one so I could show you this nifty little feature. So once you bring that up, you see that little 3-line icon right there? Let's tap that. Okay, and now you can see a chart. So you can see my body weights for the last several days, including that most recent one that I logged here. So it's useful to see how your weight is trending over time. I know it can be easy to get caught up on one single day's weigh-in, but if you look at the trend of your weight and you can notice that it's going down over time, then it kind of takes some of the pressure off of worrying about fluctuations from day to day. And I would actually recommend not worrying about daily fluctuations anyway, simply because, water sodium, what time you ate your last meal the night before, what time you woke up this morning. There's so many things that can go into a daily weigh-in. Just don't worry about one specific weigh-in. Just worry about the weekly average. So what was my weekly average this week in comparison to my weekly average last week? And that's something that I'll be tracking behind the scenes, so you don't necessarily have to worry about doing the math to average out your body weight all the time. And then here's the notes section, which we haven't logged any notes, so we'll skip that. And then you can hit records and it'll just show all of your weigh-ins in a list format. All right, now let's go on to the program section, which is going to be the main part of the app so that you can log your workouts. So let's go to resistance training phase 1. So you'll see up at the top here where it says week 1, day 1. If you look to the right of that where it has the little 3-button menu icon, hit that and it'll pop up a list that will have all of the workouts in a list format. So let's just click on a random one here. Let's do week 3, day 1. So let's say we did barbell squats. On this particular day, this example client was supposed to do 4 sets of 12 reps for an intensity of RPE 6 to 8. And again, we talked about that RPE in the website tutorial. So if you don't know how to do a barbell squat, click the little button. It'll automatically start playing the tutorial video. And then there's also that written description under it in case you need more information than that. So let's go ahead and log a set for that. So you hit that down arrow and we'll say we did 12 reps, which is what we were supposed to do. And it was a 6 out of 10. And we used, 365 because that's the last thing I used. All right, so 365 pounds. It was a 6 out of 10. We did 12 reps. So save. Let's go ahead and log another set. And what you'll notice there is when I hit that down arrow, my previous set was still populated. And the reason why it's like that is actually a time saver. So most of the time, we're going to be using the same weight and doing the same reps for each set of a particular exercise on a particular day. We'll say that I did a 12 rep set of 365 pounds again for the next set, and it was an RPE 6 again. Then all I have to do at that point is just hit the little save icon, and then when that field collapses on itself and closes up, then you'll know that it's successfully saved. So let's say I do a third set, and then we'll say this set was a 6.5. All I have to do is leave the reps the same, leave the weight the same, and then I'll change the RPE to a 6.5 and save. And let's just log that 4th set, and we'll say that we again did 12 reps, again did 365, and it was a 7 out of 10. So you can see how it leaves it populated and how that's a pretty big time saver and that we can really use that to our advantage. And let's go back to that week 2, day 3 workout from the website tutorial. And let's take a look at this dumbbell press. That way I can show you what the charts look like inside the app. Remember I showed you that chart for this exercise in the website tutorial? So let's hit the down arrow. We'll hit the little 3-button icon and you will see the chart right there. And also one nifty feature is you can change what shows up on the chart. So right now you look at the bottom left hand corner, it shows reps is the purple line and RPE is the blue line. Well, we don't necessarily care about the RPE, so let's look at the weight in comparison to the reps. That's what we'd really be wanting to look at. So you can see as the reps go down, the weight's going up, and all is good. So notes, which we don't have any notes saved, and then the records, so every individual set that I've logged is going to be in that list. And just for example, something that you might want to take a note of would be something like, let's say you're in the middle of a set and you get a call and it distracts you and it makes you miss your last rep. So you were supposed to do 4 sets of 5 on a particular exercise, and then you're on your 5th rep, you get your phone rings, it messes up your music, and then you miss that 5th rep. You only get 4 reps on your last set. So something that you might say in a note that you could put down here is you could just say, got a call in the middle of this set, it messed me up and I missed a rep. And then, that's just one example of something that you might want to include there. And then the messages, we don't really utilize the message function on here. That's mainly just for the occasional announcement we'll be communicating either through Facebook or through text message. Whichever way you contacted me originally is the way we'll continue to communicate. That's going to be it for the app tutorial. If you do have any questions for me whatsoever on this or the website tutorial, don't hesitate to ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions at all that you might have. I definitely don't want you to be confused on anything. And that's going to be it. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.